we're just going to go through a quick refresher of what domain is, what range is, based on if you have just ordered pairs or if you have a drawn out function on a graph, just different representations of how to find domain and range. So the first one is if you guys have an input and output table. So the domain you have to remember is your x value, and the range is your y. So if it lists the input and output, the input is what you would plug into your equation. So the input is your x, and the output is your y. So for these, all we list is the x and y values. So domain, you don't have to, but it is proper to list them from least to greatest value. So -3, 1, and 4. The range, -2, 1, 3, and 4. So is it a function? So we have to remember our rules for functions. Depending on if it's a graph, you guys might have done a vertical line test, but just as a whole, you have a function, or everything's a relation, but a relation is a function if all the x values only match with one y value. So like if you guys look at your x values, each one of them can only match to a single y value. So because number 1, or the x value of 1, goes to -2 and 1, this is not a function. So if you look at number 2, what's the domain? -3. And they actually did list them in order, so that's nice. 1, 3, and 4. Range, -2, 1, and 3. So we're just looking at the inputs, the x values. As long as they don't go to more than 1, you're fine. And that's the case. We have 1, 1, and 3, 1. That's okay. The same y value can have more than one x value, but your x value can't match up with more than one single y value. So this relation is a function. So number 3, domain are your x values, first point in the ordered pair. Y is the second point in your ordered pair. So domain is -4, 1, and 3. We won't list. If it's listed more than once, we don't have to list it more than once. And then the range, 2, -2, -4, and 2. So from least to greatest, -4, -2, and 2. We won't list 2 twice. But if you look, this ordered pair and this ordered pair both have the x value 1. So 1, 2, and 1, 4. So if you guys were to graph this, it doesn't ask, but this would not be a function. So we can have a table, we can have ordered pairs listed, we can also have a graph with ordered pairs, so that's number 4. So if it helps, you guys can write the ordered pairs at the points if that's helpful to you guys. So this would be -5, 0, -2, 1, 0, 5, 1, 1, 6, 1, 5, -5. So what's the domain? So domain are all of your x values. So we've got, and then we're just going to go from left to right. So -5, -2, 0, 1, 5, and 6. Range, all the y values. So So -5. 0, we've got a couple at 0, a couple at 1, and then positive 1. So a couple different ways there of finding domain and range depending on what representation they give you. The last way is doing graphs when they're drawn or continuous, so we'll take a look at those then. But domain is your x, range is your y. It is a function as long as only one y value matches to each individual x value.